to be made there, to be carved out and to be taken. The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the bauxite. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. They're overexploited. They're overexploited.
It is now 19 hours 20 in Guyana, and you're listening to the radio with a difference, of course, 99.1 and 99.5 FM. That's Kaieteur Radio. It is Friday night, and it is also the 57th anniversary of our independence. And we're going to kick things off this evening by bringing to you the Glenn Lall Show. Tell it as it is. Mr. Lall, happy independence to you.
Thank you, Kevin. You're looking for me to respond to that? I will not respond to that, sorry. I haven't responded to anybody who have wished me happy independence. Did you enjoy independence? What is there to celebrate? Thank you. Thank you. Namaste, guys. Namaste, Kevin. Monday morning, Guyana woke up to a terrible tragedy. 19 children born to death, 18 schoolgirls and one 5-year-old boy. My sympathies are with the grieving families and the hurting communities. I also wish a speedy recovery to the other injured children. And finally, I pray that all the families who lost their loved ones will continue the healing process of picking up the pieces and moving on with life. It will be hard, but it's a must. In life, I have learned that we win some and we lose some. But life has to go on. And with that, I once again say namaste to all of you. Due to that Madhya tragedy, I decided the best way I can honor the families who lost their loved ones was not to host the Monday and Wednesday night programs or do any TikToks until yesterday, when the official mourning, yes, the official mourning period was over. Uncle and Auntie, as terrible as that tragedy was in Madhya last Monday, this country and the region is faced with a greater monster of tragedy that we can ever dream of or imagine. An oil spill. Uncle, an oil spill can be more devastating than a massive hurricane, an earthquake, a volcano, or a tsunami. It is the worst nightmare citizens of any oil country can ever face. It is beyond one's imagination what can happen to a country and its citizens without being fully protected. I have seen it elsewhere in the world, and I have talked about it many times. It can wipe out all of us, including Caribbean nations, Uncle. Yes, our livelihoods, our prospects, and our future can all be shattered overnight. Not if, but when an oil spill occurs out there. I hope and pray that it never happens. But when it does, let us be well insulated Let us be well prepared and well protected. Guys, the kind of protection I'm talking about would not only save the lives of a few, but it will save the lives of all Guyana, the region, and also future generations. Let me explain this thing. Let me explain this thing, Uncle. What Guyana requires from the parent company of Exxon and the other oil companies will not cost Guyana a single cent. That is a parent company guarantee. If there is an oil spill, Exxon will clean up and put back Guyana on its feet. And that is not an insurance policy that will cost Guyana anything. I want Jagdeo to know that, because he doesn't seem to understand that. Uncle, it's a signed parent company document that binds Exxon legally to cover all expenses of an oil spill, including any money Guyana loses due to an oil spill. That's all we need. And it is stated in the permit very clearly, which Justice Kissoon saw and made his ruling. Uncle, Justice Kissoon didn't pull that out of thin air. It is stated clearly in black and white when the EPA granted Exxon that permit. They said the parent company must give. Let me repeat that. The parent company must give Guyana an unlimited parent company guarantee to pay every single cent above and beyond that good-for-nothing 600 million insurance policy they hand Guyana. I only hope I am making this thing clear so that all of you can understand, Uncle and Auntie. Now I see Exxon telling us they are going to give us up to 2 billion guarantee. This is not unlimited, Uncle. Let me repeat this thing. A figure cannot be placed on an unlimited amount. Unlimited means unlimited. You cannot guarantee me $2 million or say you're going to give me $2 million when my house collapsed flat to the ground, killing members of my family, breaking up some of my family hand and foot, destroy everything in the house, damage the neighbor properties, and say, you going to give me $2 million if that happens. When the 2 million can't even put back the posts of the house, much less take care of the funeral expenses, medical bills, and the house. No. No, Exxon. No, Jagdeo. President Ali Norton Ramjatan, 2 billion can't do nothing for us. And it is not what the permit requires. This country wants that signed document that states Exxon will build, fix up, take care of, and pay for all damages and destruction caused by an oil spill, including damages to our neighbors. That's how simple this thing is, Uncle. Why Vice President Jagdeo, Opposition Leader Norton, and President Ali are not demanding that? Demanding that Guyana be protected in that way. I don't know, Uncle. I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. A respected U.S. financial expert, a gentleman named Tom Zanzillo, said yesterday, after hearing the back and forth between Guyana and Exxon, Oh. The man says that Guyana's entire economy can be wiped out from an oil spill, and that the 12 other countries that will be affected from the spill is also staring at the same nightmare like Guyana. Uncle, economy wipeout means you and your family is left with the clothes you have on your backs and nothing else. You will be left worse than a beggar in the streets, because there will be no crops growing, no money to borrow, no money to earn, and of course no money to spend. In short, you will be left on the house lot full of oil when an oil spill happens. This whole world, every country, every export is begging Bharat Jagdeo and the opposition to ensure that we don't fall for ExxonMobil tricks, traps and promises where they use us, mislead us and deceive us into believing they are rich and they have our backs. How can we trust a company that leave us with only 2% royalty, a 50% profit share, when them done take out 75% up front? 75% up front for what them say is expensive that we never even see. How can you trust a company that taking out billions every year for themselves and throwing crumbs at the Guyanese people? How can you trust these foreign gangsters not paying a single cent tax in our country, where all citizens have to pay their share of taxes? Down to the toilet cleaner has to pay taxes. Huh? How can we trust these people telling us that they are rich and they will take care of us when they have walked away and left countries and their citizens to suffer terribly from their destructive actions and activities? You tell me, uncle. You tell me, auntie. How can we trust people like that? Look, Monday, Kaieteur News reported some Nigerians, who took Shell Oil Company to court in England over an oil spill, lose the case. The High Court judge in England tell the Nigerians they wait too long to sue the oil company for damages. Today, the Nigerians are left to bleed and suffer in silence while their oil companies and their families celebrating a good life. This is what I am fighting against, because that is precisely what Exxon will do to Guyana. If any Guyanese ever think that ExxonMobil will not walk away from an oil spill and fight us with all the might so that they don't have to pay a single cent to any one of us, man, I tell them Lall said they are complete donkeys. Exxon fight, refight, and overfight them own American companies. Yes, their own American people. Not to pay $5 billion US, them court awarded for them. The state, the US state get fed up and accept 540 million US from Exxon instead of 5 billion US. That is the real monster, ExxonMobil, and who we have to put up with. Jagdeo Norton and the other leaders will pick up their bags, uncle, and jump on a plane when an oil spill happens. What you will jump up on? You will jump on the ballot paper next week and you go vote for them. Anyone you think non-white people can ever win a case against a white oil company in their own country? Huh? I better knock some sense in your leader's head and let them see what's happening and what has happened. But if you have, uncle, if you have that parent company guarantee and an oil spill happens, Exxon have to honor it and build back your house as it was. You don't have to find money and waste time going to court for this. But, uncle, these oil companies are such barefaced swindlers that you would even have to have that document in your hand and they will still move to the court. They will find all kind of excuses just not to pay you. This is a gangsterism that has been going on with oil companies across this world, especially non-white countries, where you have clumsy, cowardly, and possibly compromised leaders like Barra Jagdeo and Aubrey Norton and the others, throwing all of us under the bus by telling us Exxon gonna look after we. Oh, bro. Whew. I better wake up with these pretenders and rascals that you have leading this country as a government and opposition. I better wake up. The same day Justice Kissoon made his ruling to protect Guyana, ours didn't pass. Barra Jagdeo instructed the EPA to appeal the decision. You guys need to see any more proof as to who Barra Jagdeo representing? People, what more do you need to see? Whose interest comes first for Barra Jagdeo? It took Aubrey Norton 1 whole week before he came out with a statement to say the PNC stands with the judge's decision. 1 whole week. And I believe it's the public outcry that pushed him to make that statement. If not, his mouth too would have been closed the same way it is on many issues concerning ExxonMobil. Norton and Ramjatan does choose when, where and what issues they put their mouths in. Oh, if you allow them, oil and gas is not in their vocabulary. I sometimes wonder is how much Exxon do to them and for them that they are so tangled up in what they say and do. Many times I wonder that. Imagine, Kevin, the people who bank book gonna be affected. ExxonMobil didn't jump out right away at the judge's decision. Jagdeo did. He run in front of them to appeal, like if he pocket will be affected, or that Exxon is such a sweetheart for him that she must not feel any financial pain or have to shed any tears. I don't know if I am correct there. How can an ex-president, now the vice president put in charge of this unbelievable wealth, be so protective of the same people who he admit ripping we off with a contract and now don't want the same people to protect us when the permit requires that, brother? Huh? I am at a loss. I am at a loss. What about you, uncle? Exxon take 2 full days before them come out with a statement to tell Guyana how Justice Kissoon didn't take into consideration their financial capabilities. The judge or the Guyanese people doesn't want to know how rich you are, ExxonMobil. If you're so financially sound, then put your money where your mouth there and hand us that unlimited guarantee rather than telling we to trust you. We cannot. We should not. And we must not. Your track record is stink all over the world. Uncle, after all this back and forth, Exxon come up with a new excuse last week, Friday. Yes, they held a press conference and tell us they're going to give us a $2 billion guarantee. And when my reporter asked them, what about the 12 other countries that will be destroyed? They said the $2 billion is for Guyana only. So you know what I mean, Auntie? The 12 other countries could kiss their white. Yes, goodbye. Kiss their white. Goodbye. Could you believe this? This is what is coming out these white people mouths to the Caribbean people. Offering $2 billion, we can't even fix back the front step of your house. And the region is left on their own to suffer. And the people who give them the power to tell us that is none other than Barra Jagdeo and the silent opposition. Let me clear up this thing, this whole confusion. Some people have been asking me, and I want to put it right so you guys understand. Justice Kissoon's decision stemmed from the Liza 1 permit, not the other Lizas. Not the other Lizas, just Liza 1 permit, which was granted under the PNC and the AFC in 2016. Them didn't get that parent company guarantee. Liza 2, we are in the same boat. No parent company guarantee. Let me repeat it again. Jagdeo knew it before he got back in office. The man raged about it when he was in the opposition. He go in, give permit for Liza 3 and 4, and didn't get that parent company guarantee. Again, I repeat it. Again, I repeat it. It is clearly written in the permit, the EPA permit, that Exxon must give us that document on every project, every Liza. Jagdeo promised this nation, at several press conferences. He said, it's in the making. It's coming. Y'all ain't get it yet? I instructed the EPA, within 10 days we should have it. Then he went like a thief in the night again and approved the 5th permit. This time he's telling us in 30 days ExxonMobil will give us the parent company guarantee. Uncle, is what this man make of. And what he trying to make all of we? Fools? He didn't demand it on 4 projects. Yes. 4 projects. He issued a 5th project and still got the nerve to tell this nation we're going to get it in 30 days from Exxon. Bharat Jagdeo, your eyes past this nation. Uncle and auntie, what else you people need to see? That both the government and the opposition are fighting against your safety, your children and your future. Huh? This is not about any leader or loyalty. This is not about a PPP or a PNC. This is about our safety and security, auntie. Wait, man. If I can't stand up, if I can't do this for yourselves, y'all can't stand up for your children's sake to make sure that they are protected of an oil spill? A man jumping up in your house jumping in your house through the back window, assaulting your family, fetching away everything, your family complaining to you about this terrible crime being committed repeatedly against them, and you're not grilling up that window? Huh? It means that you like what a man doing to your family. This is what Jagdeo and the opposition is allowing ExxonMobil to do to all of us, where our safety and protection is concerned. And when the mother get a grill man to grill up the window, the daddy chase the welder away and sell left the window as is. This is what Bharat Jagdeo has done with Justice Kissoon's ruling. The judge saw what is required by the law to protect this country, and Jagdeo want none of that. He appealing the matter. He didn't only ask EPA to appeal the matter. Days later, he instructed the government, our Attorney General, to also put in an appeal to Justice Kissoon's ruling. Auntie, are you really believe what is happening in this land? Wait, man. Is this not treason? Part of this is treason. I calling it that. Selling out, giving away our country's asset for next to nothing, and leaving the citizens of Guyana and the region, plus future generations, exposed and endangered. Isn't that treasonous, man? Huh? I am looking for some lawyers to file charges against this man. Any volunteers? Anyone? I love this country and its people so to that extent. Let's see who will call me, uncle. Oh yeah, I'll get some lawyers for me. I will pay them. We need to take some of these people to court on treason charges. Oh. Whew. I should get a little tea. Let me tell you all a little more of what transpired at the ExxonMobil press conference last Friday. My reporter asked the Exxon Guyana chief, yes, Mr. Routledge, sir, in light of all these new oil finds popping up daily, Don't you believe that Guyana deserves a better deal? Uncle, this man still got a nerve to repeat that old stinking, dirty position of ExxonMobil, saying Guyana got the best oil contract. I asked him once, and I will ask him again, Mr. Routledge. Name one country anywhere in the world that has a contract like Guyana. Routledge, your eyes pass the Guyanese people, just like how Jagdeo eyes pass us. You left your country to come till here to exploit our oil and then telling us this trash about Guyana got the best oil contract. Keep that for Jagdeo and Norton. You got them blindfold and in handcuffs. Not the Guyanese people, and more so not Glenn Lall or his team at Kaieteur News. No, not us. Uncle, when my reporter pressed on further and asked him, if Guyana demands more, would ExxonMobil walk away? He said, nah, they would not walk away easily. Are you hear what I said just now? My reporter asked him if we demand more, if they will walk away. He said, nah, they wouldn't walk away so easily. Now you tell me, if that answer is not enough for these bright leaders to ask ExxonMobil for 25% royalty. Exxon is not going to walk away from here. They're not. This is the whole jewelry store. You know anybody who walking away and left a jewelry store they get for free? Kevin, you know anybody? Exxon will hand us that 25% royalty on a platter without blinking an eye. Yes, they're going to cry a little bit. They're going to kick up a storm. But they're going to pay we. Because this is the crown jewel of the world for them, uncle. Exxon may be cruel and cheap. But I mean, that's stupid to walk away. There is too much here for them to walk away. You want to tell me Jagdeo doesn't know this? You want to tell me Aubrey Norton, Ramjatan and President Ali don't know that? They all know it. Yes, they all know it, uncle. But it's the sweetness going their way. Yes, keeping them happy and silent while you people are sad. Imagine, auntie, my reporter had the wisdom and courage to ask ExxonMobil, what happened, buddy? Every day you're finding more and more oil. This country deserves a better deal? Would a better deal make you pack up your bags? So where is Jagdeo, Norton and Ramjatan's voice on that? Where are their testicles? Sure, they still have it. But what are they doing with it? Huh? Man, I go out and vote for these people. June 12th coming. Yes. You continue living misery. And I ever stay in your fingers for them to make them happy. Or more happy, I should say. Stay on your toes if I want for them to. Exxon gonna love for you. Because Exxon have them, yes, dangling them with a little finger like yo-yo all over. Uncle, here the kind of money the oil companies they're making and the leaders frightened for telling you anything. Yesterday, ExxonMobil released their 2022 financial statement. Them make 6 billion US profit last year alone. Guess how much Guyana received? Not for last year alone, but from since 2019 to March 2023. You ready for hear what Guyana get? Kevin, you ready for hear? Just over a third of that 6 billion the oil companies them make, we receive $2.4 billion. Them walk away with 6 billion in 2022 alone. And we make 2.4 from 2019 to March of this year. Almost 4 years. And Exxon boss, not boss, Exxon boss, telling Guyana last week, telling my reporter we got the best contract. Uncle, you don't want to know how many billions them take out before them announce them get 6 billion and give we that 2.4 billion. We are doing a story, yes, especially for Sunday, on that same topic. Remember I told you before, Exxon is about tricks, traps and promises? Well, every trick is $1 billion US. Every trap is a couple billion US. And every promise is like me telling you a donkey, yes, a donkey cart gonna become a supersonic jetliner. Or the center of Albai's tongue will become Dubai. This is the best contract Guyana has, according to Routledge. Yes. Oh, $6 billion, 2022. And Guyana get from 2019 to March of 2023, 2.4. Uncle, you would never hear Jagdev or Norton them say a word about this money aspect. This country and its resources really still belong to the Guyanese people, Kevin? It belongs to you? Are you sure? When last I hear the leaders say anything about oil? He looked like y'all pull out their teeth quietly or silently and let you know. Or I pull out a tongue. Oh boy. Oh boy. Kevin. Y'all hear more jiggery-puggery story that's going on in this country where the 600 million insurance is concerned. My reporter also asked ExxonMobil how them arrive at that 600 million insurance policy them hand Guyana. The white man tells you them use industry standards to give Guyana that $600 million. When she asked them which industry standards them use, meaning uncle, where they get it from, who come up with that number and how they reach there, he couldn't answer the question. Oh boy. You know why he couldn't answer the question, uncle? Because that's not any international standard. They didn't get it from any international standard. Some rich people in America and Europe just get more than 600 million insurance to insure their racehorses, much less an oil spill. Exxon think we dotish, backward, and are fools. So they pluck that 600 million from nowhere and trying to push that down with truths. That's the value they put on every Guyanese life. This is the respect and regard they have for the citizens of this country, including Jagdeo and Norton them. Animals getting more insurance coverage than what Exxon handing us for an oil spill in Guyana. It's Friday, Uncle, and today's Independence. What have you celebrated, or what are you celebrating tonight, and with what? Oil slavery? Contract slavery? Or your leaders selling you into a new form of slavery to Exxon and the others? I don't know. I'm just asking. Exxon can't say which international standard them use to give us that 600 million insurance. You know why? You know why they don't want to talk about the 600 insurance and where it come from, Uncle? You got to hear this one. Because it didn't come from any reputable insurance company. It come from an insurance company that ExxonMobil owned. You didn't hear what I said, man. It didn't come from non-reputable insurance company. It come from them own insurance company. You all see the kind of things happening in this country with our lives and our future. ExxonMobil endangering all of us with the oil operations out there every day. Yes. They're taking our oil money to pay for an insurance policy that them take out secretly with their own insurance company that they control. Man, this is a Mickey Mouse country. You gotta hear this, Kevin. We oil contract with Exxon says that the insurance company must get approval from the contractor to pay Guyana in the event of a disaster. What am I saying there, Kevin? The man who picking you mango in your yard give you an insurance policy that will pay you in case any damage is done to your family or the yard. When you ask him which company he get the insurance from, he's silent. And when Kaieteur do some background check, we find out that it's one of your own company give you the insurance policy in which you mango paying the premium. What am I doing to you there, Uncle? He robbing you on the mango contract, then he taking the mango money for pay one of he company for insure you. And here the worst part of it. The contract says if anything happen, that same man have to tell the insurance company what he own, whether to pay or not. It's what business are you find yourself in there, Uncle? You know, if this wasn't so serious, with possible disastrous consequences for this country and the region, I think I would have been laughing all weekend. Uncle and Auntie, all this was reported in the Kaieteur News last week. I wanted to tell you since Monday. But because of the tragedy in Madhya, I held back the programs. Where is your leader's voice on all this thing? Not one jackman saying a word. But June 12, yes, they want your votes. So you please go and give them. My gosh. Oh, Papa. If all these things are not enough to bring your feet into the streets, to drive some fear or some senses back into the leaders' heads, then I don't think no power on earth can move you. All of y'all know, all of you know, about man and woman story. Not true, Kevin? When sometimes you love a woman or a man so much, it has caused the destruction of the person doing the loving. This is the same thing that is happening in this country today. I love these people so much that I am going to the gallows for them like I don't care. When them come wrong, it's like I see God. I forget I belly, I wife, I husband, and even I picnic. How can this be, man? Look what is happening in this country. And none of you saying anything. I saw something strange in the Sunday Chronicle, last Sunday Chronicle. Big on the front page, a photograph of President Ali with some other people cleaning up the seawall. My gosh. I only hope he's practicing for clean up an oil spill. Guyana's president waking up in the wee hours of the morning to go pick up garbage at seawall, but can't find time to hold a press conference for talk about the US billion-dollar theft from our country and protection of its people. That's not on his agenda. Picking up garbage on the seawall is. Yes. Waking up early for reach at the seawall 5:30 for pick up garbage in this country. Oh my gosh. It's Friday and it's Independence. I only hope some of you had food to cook today. Then the opposition leader, Aubrey Norton, at his press conference last week, because he cancelled this week. I hear he went into Madhya last week, talking about cost of living going up, and not talking about the billions of US that's slipping through our fingers, which he can do something about. This is how backward and clumsy they are. Cost of living going up. And cleaning up the seawall. While Barajagde running riot with our resources. Uncle, auntie, we have resources that can eliminate the high cost of living throughout this region, not only Guyana, but the leaders turning a blind eye to the wholesale theft of it all. I am still a Guyanese, you know. Or I think so. I think I was born in Wakanam. Kevin, Wakanam part is part of Venezuela, no? No, man. I think I'm a Guyanese. And I have a message for all these oil people. ExxonMobil, Hess, and the Chinese company Sinopec. I have a message for you people. Lall is a Guyanese. And a very strong Guyanese. I will die fighting for my country and my people. This madness, this insanity, this thievery, this banditry, this vulgarity going on with our resources has to come to a full stop. You people have done too much to Africa, Asia, and many other third world countries, including Guyana already. This barbarism, vandalism, hooliganism, gangsterism are endless. And it has to come to a full stop. Not tonight, but since yesterday. It have to. One of my hero, Professor Lumumba, puts it beautifully when he said, we are children. Are we children of a lesser God? No, we are not. Kevin, you have that tape. Please play it for me, man.
If you look at Africa today, how is it that our minerals are taken away from us? From the Democratic Republic of Congo, our oil is taken away from us, our agricultural products are taken away from us, and they are given to those who have. If you look at us today, sitting in this assembly, if there was a miracle to say anything that is not produced in Africa disappear, all of us would be naked. Because the clothes that you wear, none of them are made in Uganda. Because the ties that you wear, none of them is made in Uganda. Even the underwear that you wear, none of it is made in Uganda. The question is, are we children of a lesser God? No, we are not. But we have allowed ourselves to be corrupted in our morals and in our ways. Our leaders steal from us, and they keep money in Europe and America. They can't keep it in Africa. The question is, for how long shall we allow this to happen?
Oh. Are we children of a lesser God? No, we are not. Are we lesser people in the eyes of Exxon? No, we are not. Are we lesser people to the foreigners in our gold, diamond, bauxite, timber fields? No, we are not. We are people just like you, equal to you, and we should be treated equally. Lumumba said, we have allowed our leaders to be corrupt. We allow them to steal from us and bank their loot overseas. They can't keep it here. How long more are we going to allow this to happen in this country? Come on, guys. 30 years. Both the PNC and the PPP have been doing this to Guyana. How long more? How long more are we going to sit back, throw back, and allow them to do this? Some of them used to rent houses just the other day. And as soon as they get office, I am told they're renting homes to oil, to gold and timber companies, collecting rent in US, and they're happy with that. Selling out a whole nation for a few pennies. Please play back that thing for me, man. Let these people hear him.
If you look at Africa today, how is it that our minerals are taken away from us? From the Democratic Republic of Congo, our oil is taken away from us, our agricultural products are taken away from us, and they are given to those who have. If you look at us today, sitting in this assembly, if there was a miracle to say anything that is not produced in Africa disappear, all of us would be naked. Because the clothes that you wear, none of them are made in Uganda. Because the ties that you wear, none of them is made in Uganda. Even the underwear that you wear, none of it is made in Uganda. The question is, are we children of a lesser God? No, we are not. But we have allowed ourselves to be corrupted in our morals and in our ways. Our leaders steal from us, and they keep money in Europe and America. They can't keep it in Africa. The question is, for how long shall we allow this to happen?
Oh, brother. Oh, sister. How is it our minerals are taken away from us by the boatloads, plane loads, and they are given to those who have. To those who have. And then the opposition leader complaining about high cost of living and chicken price going up. God, help this land, please. Please. Tomorrow, Uncle, tomorrow, Saturday, I will be having a special edition of the Lall show. Yes. With none other than that gentleman you just heard there. Yes. One of the finest human beings on earth today. That same man you just heard there. Attorney at law. Professor Lumumba of Kenya. I have played numerous clips on this program. And finally, I got him to speak directly to Guyana and the Caribbean through this radio station at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, 1 p.m. tomorrow. Please, make a special effort to join us as we talk and compare stories of Africa and Guyana. Please call out your friends, your neighbors, everyone, and join us. Please. And with that, I say no more for tonight. Please, namaste. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm going to take a few phone calls. I have strength. Haiti. Haiti. You don't want to know what's happening in Haiti. Last night I was looking at CNN. Population of 11 million people. Half of it. 5.5 million people. Baking mud cakes in the streets. Yes, mud. You know when you mix flour? That's how they're mixing the mud. Yes. Making it into loy or loy, what you call it? How you make roti and pancakes? That's how they're mixing it with their hand. Yes. Drying them in the sun. Yes. CNN reported it last night. Which they eat. Oh. And they say they drink water with it. Yes, it tastes, it has a good taste. I have to taste it. It has a salty taste, the people say it with it. Oh man, there is no food. No food. BBC carried it too. You guys can Google it and you will see for yourselves. Auntie and uncle, you know why those people are in that dilemma today? France and Europe, they drain everything out of Haiti and still have Haiti working to pay them yearly. What they call debts. Now the citizens of Haiti are going over to the Dominican Republic to escape violence. Yes, it's madness going there. There's no government, there's no law, there's no order there. Violence in the country. Running over to next door, Dominican Republic, to get food. That is what the Europeans did to France. That is what will happen to Guyana. Exactly or worse will happen to Guyana. I wish not. But we have to stand up. We have to get up. We have to get up, Uncle. We have to get up, Auntie. Please. Let's have a few phone calls. Oh. I want you people. Oh. Kevin?
Yes, sir.
I want you people. Please don't forget. Please don't forget. You got to join me tomorrow, 1 p.m. Got to join me, 1 p.m. We will be discussing Guyana. You will get to hear from the best out of Africa. It's independent.
We have a call.
Take it, let's go. Oh. So much going on. So much going on in this country. I was telling my reporter earlier. Go ahead.
They hung up.
I was telling my reporters earlier the insanity that is going on in this country.
Good evening, you're on to the Glen Lall Show.
Yeah, good night, any panel.
Speak up.
They had a meeting in Pleasance with the PPP and North the other day. And them little boy from the villages so praising these people like, I don't know, I can't find name for telling, but there's the fried food generation that got behind them. All they talking about is fighting against each other with PPP, and they keep fighting and talking. They raising racial talk. They building up this tension among people for be raised because this one bashing the one and them are talking nothing but aisle. Are you hearing this one criticizing the one and this one criticizing the other side? This is what these two set of politicians doing. And this fried food generation and seeing these things, they're praising them and putting them up high. But for me, one with this year, this new year with this voting thing, we going to vote different. We ain't going to vote race now, we going to vote for prosperity and betterment from these two set of crosses we have here.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait up. Of course, that's okay. They're crass, they're crass. It's okay, no, you can't sue me to say they're crasses.
We have another one.
They're crasses.
You can answer that?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Good evening, you're on to the Glen Lall Show.
Hello?
Good day.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was trying a long time to get...
I'm not hearing you.
I'm
Really?
sorry.
Tell the person you're going to speak up.
You gotta speak up.
Yeah, I'm calling from Toronto. I was in Guyana when he started the war. I wanted to join him, but I had to leave. He said that Guyana will become like Haiti. It started already. One of my friends I went to visit here, not more than Vietnam last, I think it was Saturday night. They robbed him for a few dollars and killed him. So whatever you're saying, Mr. Glenn, it started to happen already. Thank you. You put your good work.
Alright, thanks.
What is he saying?
He was saying a friend of his was murdered in Lusignan lately. And what you're saying has begun to happen. Because they robbed him for a few.
Robbery? Was a robbery? Oh, robbery is going on in this country, left, right, and center. 99% of the robberies that's taking place in this country is not being reported. Every day. Every hour, robbery going on in this place. People losing their valuable assets like vehicles, and like they're scared to go report it. Much less a snatch bag or a snatch chain, or you stick up in a motorcycle robberies are not being reported. Bicycles and stuff like that. No, that's like a normal thing in Guyana today.
What has become normal, I notice a lot of people at Vreed and Hoop the Vreeden Hoop Stelling and also on the Stabroek Market Stelling, the side. A lot of people coming out dressed in normal clothes, asking for money.
Oh,
That has
beggars, yeah.
become very, very normal, and a
Just
lot
repeat
more.
the numbers for us. Repeat the numbers.
Yes, 226-7453, 226-7454. You can also get us on 226-7455. WhatsApp, SMS, and telephone call. And we have one right now. Good evening, you're on to the Glenn Lall Show. We seem to have lost that caller.
Beggars today is a norm.
No, what I was saying is there are a lot more and dressed like normal people. Good evening, you're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hello, good night.
Night.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a little contribution. Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, Mr. Glenn Lall is saying that the foreigners is Exxon bullying us. The Exxon is not bullying us. I'm telling him again. I wish I could have talked to him.
Yes, you are.
Imagine with the deal, when in 2019, Jagde was the one who said the deal is no good for the Guyanese people. He said it was no good, nothing for the Guyanese people. Today he keep approving contracts with the same way and got in mind to tell people now that the carbon black will not change. The deal will not change. Approving more. Imagine the judge gave a decision, a ruling matter of fact, that Exxon must sign a pay and guarantee. Jagdi said, okay, they have what you call the thing. We said they got to ship it over there. What you call the something.
The FPSO. Go ahead.
The SPSO, if oil spill. That will take care of the oil spill. The judge gave the decision, okay, a pay and company guarantee they want a signature, a signed document. Exxon didn't appeal this ruling, but Jagdi did. You know, he appealed it, not Exxon. So why is Mr. Glenn Lall, still calling the foreigner them bully? Is not them bullying us? You get me? But the Exxon didn't appeal it, but Jagdi appealed it. He appealed it. So why Mr. Lall is calling Exxon the bully? And Jagdi is the bully for us because, please don't take me off. He getting something. He got to be getting something make he got to do all this. Everybody knows that. Everybody in Guyana knows that. A matter of fact, in the whole world, everybody knows that. Only the Guyanese people, a lot of them doesn't know that. Or they are playing it and doesn't know it. You get my point?
I get you.
Why would you appeal it? It's for the benefit of our Guyanese and the whole region, whatever it is. The guarantee only, you are sure it would happen. So why not let it sign? It's not that you have to put so much $100 billion for us. Just sign the paper. You are sure it would happen. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you loud and clear. You're right. You're correct.
Right. But why Mr. Lall is only blaming Exxon all the time? Say he could call them because Jagde do this. He has to say they will ban this program or take his license. Is the truth he's talking?
Yes.
You have proof of it. Say it as it is.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with you.
What he says is truth.
Yeah, but
don't blame the wrong people. Don't really blame the wrong people.
I am.
First, I used to agree 100% with him, and now it's down to about 70%. Because he's not putting the blame where it is. He knows it. Everybody knows it in the world. But he's afraid to mention it.
All right. Can you hold a moment? Ask him to hold.
Yeah.
Can you hold a moment?
Yeah, sure.
I am not saying. I have been saying that Jagdeo and Norton, they are all part of not securing this country. But I'm also blaming ExxonMobil because ExxonMobil is corrupt and ExxonMobil is known to have done
Hold on.
this dirty business all across this world. So
He is
why
done across the world,
why
yeah.
should we leave? Why should we leave out ExxonMobil?
No, we should leave them out because what? The judge passed an order for Exxon to secure, sign the guarantee. They didn't appeal it, but Jagdeo did.
Yes.
So how would you blame them for this now?
Well,
No,
they
why should we
also
blame them?
came in the fray because they're
No.
also appealing it.
No, but who did it first?
Yes,
That's
Jagdeo,
my
I
point.
agree with you. I agree
That's
with
my
you.
point. No,
I
that
hear
is it.
I hear you,
You
brother.
understand? My point is, why should Jagdeo even appeal it? Why should he even appeal? He should say, okay, say, give our people, okay, yes, the judge did a good decision for all of us. But instead he appealed that decision. Because what? Now he pocket for him. You
Well,
understand? No. Just a reference.
I hear you.
Why would you do that? You should represent the country. People put you there to represent them, look after our interests.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, that's my point. We voted for him to do that for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going on. He's not mentioning his finale name. Mr. Lall is not mentioning his finale. He's the president. I don't know if he's a rubber stamp president or what, but we're only talking about Jagdeo. If finale is the president, why not talk about him?
Well,
It's all of them in this together.
Can
All
you
of
hold
them in
again?
Together.
can you hold again?
Yes, sir.
Bara Jagdeo, let's don't fool ourselves. You and I know, and this country know, who is pulling the strings and who is running this country.
I know Jagdeo doing that.
Good,
I know
so-
Jagdeo doing it.
So
But you can't leave out the finale.
I understand what you're saying, but I want you to also understand what I am saying. Pierre Fanali is not facing the press every week. Bara Jagdeo is speaking for the country, for his party, and on behalf of the government. So why am I bringing in Pierre Fanali when this is the man who's telling us this?
Okay, everybody knows the president is the leader, is the head.
Yeah.
If you have a minister or vice president not doing the right thing, you have the authority to tell him, don't do it. But instead, Jagdeo telling the president, you shut him out, I will say, I will do. Is not that happening here?
It's happening here, but hold on, hold. You know, I got so upset yesterday afternoon.
Not make me worry with them. I am upset more than you and Mr. Lall himself.
Is
I
Mr.
know-
Lall talking to you, man? Hold
Mr.
a
Lall,
moment.
just-
Hold a
Yeah.
moment. I was so upset yesterday afternoon after Bara Jagdeo press conference that I texted President Ali and tell him when will he send Bara Jagdeo home.
He can't do that.
Wait, well,
But
so
Jagdeo could send him home.
that's my question. That's my point. That's
I know
my
that. Everybody
point to
knows
you.
that.
You're on the one hand, you're accusing me of not calling out President Ali, and now you're telling me when I tell him to knock off Jagdeo, you're telling me he can't do that. So where do you really
Jagdeo could
stand?
not have- Yeah. But what I'm saying, for the public to know, because he's the president. He's the president. Everybody know he is the boss. Or you want to say, let's call it boss, nothing. You understand?
A matter of fact, let me tell you more too. I texted Bara Jagdeo and tell him he is the greatest danger for this country.
That's true. That's very true. Very, very true.
Yes, and I tell him he should get out that office.
No,
And
he
I'm
would
not
do
afraid
that,
to
sir.
say it.
So, here, mister, he would never do that. Until his last breath. He would not do that, sir.
All right.
He
Thank
would not do
you.
that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
brother.
You have my number. Please call me sometime now.
Thank
Off
you.
the
Take his
program.
number. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you take care, Mr.
Yes. Yes, good evening, sir. You're live on the radio.
Is this me, Glenn?
Yes, you're there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glenn Lall.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm a physician who was practicing in New York, Guyanese by birth,
Mhm.
and practicing in New York for the last 30 years, in 29 plus years, in the Guyanese community in Richmond Hill, New York,
Mhm.
is what I considered my home and has been my home for the last 30 years. I've done a lot of service within my own community, and I'm eternally proud of the support they gave me, but only not more so of what I've given back to them. But before I even go there, I would like to say thank you for taking my call. And it's the first time I'm being on your program. In fact, it's the first call-in program I've ever done in my life, and much more so with it discussed when I asked you last, I think a week ago, if there's a possibility of calling in your program. I never knew there was a possibility, and hence I intend to take this and make it an opportunity to create a forum to highlight some of the issues of which you so eloquently address, and which your staff, who should be commended for putting together such great production.
Thank you.
I've been looking at it from the side of my eyes because I marvel at what you've been able to do. I know resources are limited. I know technology is limited, but they've managed to put together enormous amount of great production, and it's actually kept us abreast of what has been going on in Guyana. Having said that, I want to give a little viewpoint that comes not only from me, but from the patients that I have seen over the years, whose voices I've listened to. And I would say I've got close to 750,000 patient visits over the last 30 years of practicing 6 to 7 days a week. And my voice just echoes what is going on in the minds of those people. And I would like to share some of that from my humble opinion, my humble viewpoint as being a physician.
Could you take 2 minutes and let's get it over with?
Yes, sir, I will. The mere fact I'm listening at what you've been saying and arguing about is what is going on in Guyana, especially regarding on our 56th anniversary, the fire in Amada, where we all not even criticizing the government for all the resources that they've been getting over the last few years, not even to try and implement little public health safety measures that could prevent dilemmas like that's happening in Amada, I think, in which 19 persons. I went to a meeting last night in which they were commending the PPP for what they've been doing, which is nonsense because they should have been in power for so long and should have done much more for the people. When you look at the embarrassment being created by the negotiations with the expatriate, the American expatriate, ExxonMobil, of which it's the country of which I'm a citizen of, is basically exploiting Guyana and its resources. But worst of all is when the politicians on both sides, whether the PPP or the previous administration of APNU, sit quietly by and renegotiate their own agreements. And it took a Judge Kissoon, to even make a ruling, to pass a ruling, and they're even trying to ignore it. How can we be so stupid and ignorant that allow people to come into our country, rape its people and its resources, and you still allow them to carry on? That's all I have to say, sir. I know you don't have much time.
I hear you.
I don't have much time, but that's what it is.
I hear you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And thanks to that earlier caller, you know, these are. I'm so happy that, you know, people in the diaspora and people right across this country is beginning to wake up. You know, take the calls.
You're on to the Glenn Lall Show. You need to turn on your radio, please.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
I call back. Mr. Glenn, in this country, getting people well dressed right now, as you were saying early, begging and cheering with uniform. Most small children, when you're there wrong tongue, they need $100 with a passage to go home and these type of things.
I hear you.
All right.
I hear you. Thank you. Thank you. This country is worse than Africa already.
Yeah.
And you know, the sad part of it all is that we are rated the fastest growing economy with the highest GDP. what does that mean for us, and where is that taking us?
And
Nowhere.
And to add to that, we have leaders are preaching the good life, and everything that they do is taking us to poverty. So I don't understand the dynamic. I don't understand what they're really preaching and what they're really saying.
I hear you.
I call them two tongues.
I hear you. I hear you. You know, you have a few tapes I wanted to touch. We have time. I wanted to touch a little on some of these tapes, because I want you people to listen to some of them. We have
But there's a willingness not to treat contracts as cast in stone. That while contracts bind us to terms and conditions, if the conditions have changed so dramatically and so detrimentally, then the reopening and renegotiation of contracts is a reasonable demand of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
wow. If things change, the Prime Minister of Trinidad, take the calls. If things change, everything should change.
Look how long we get to change and not change, getting worse.
Yep.
Onto the Glenn Lall Show.
Yes, good evening. From someone outside looking in, what alternative does someone have to vote in Guyana? Who is the alternative party to vote for in Guyana? From someone outside looking in.
That's a beautiful question you asked there, my friend. That's a beautiful question you asked there. What's the alternative?
Who is the alternative
I
to
believe,
vote for if you want to get these people out?
I believe we have to work on that. Listen, there's two ways. There are two ways I'm seeing this thing. We educate the nation so that they can revolt against their people to wake them up, or some other new dynamic leader will rise up. That's the only way I'm seeing it.
You have elections coming up in 25, I would think, but you have local elections coming on right now.
Local government election for me is not election, man.
But it's part of the same thing, right? These people you're voting in, it's going to be in there. And they're going to be in for the general election. I want to know what alternative party there is to vote for. And there is not enough people to vote for them. So these people are going to be remaining in there.
It's sad. It's sad.
It's very sad. Yes, it's very sad.
It's sad. But I believe in educating the nation, brother. Let's educate ourselves and continue to educate our neighbors, our communities, and our country.
Well,
listen. It's not the end of the road, brother. I hear you. It's not the end of the road.
Please, you want to get them out, but who to vote for? There's only two main parties you have there: APNU or PPP Civic. I don't know who else. Nobody's coming forward.
We can't give up hope.
Between me and you, the only person left is you.
We can't give up hope. Let's don't give up hope.
Huh?
Let's don't give up hope. Join us.
Okay then, brother. Take care. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. please.
Yes. I'll try.
Yeah.
Okay then. Take care.
All right. Yeah, that's a question I've been getting all the time, Kevin. What other alternatives are there? And I don't know myself. What I do know is that once we educate people,
Right.
Once you wake up a country, leaders will arise. Leaders will jump up. So let's don't give up hope, man. Let's don't give up hope. And that is one of the things the PPP and the PNC has been moping on, race. their constituency, Africans and Indians. You see, the Amerindian Schumann went in and says, well, hey, I am for the Amerindians. And this is what has kept third world countries backward, and foreign and the multinationals can come in and just do what they want.
Good evening, you're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yes, sir. Yeah, me again. What I was saying that, Mr. Lall is doing something to let the people feel shame. These people don't have no shame, exposing them in all this way. They don't have shame. They don't say you'll turn this bad you're doing that. They will say, okay, change from it. No, they wouldn't do it. But they wouldn't do it. He doesn't have shame. The PPP doesn't have shame. PNC, the same thing. So don't feel that, you'll expose them in all this way and they will feel shame. No, those people don't have a shame. Because he was always saying that, okay, tell them, and let them know they're doing something wrong, whatever. But they won't do not the right thing for the people of Guyana. They will do for themselves as they're doing up to now. They will not do for the people. They won't feel shame. They doesn't have any shame, matter of fact. Thank you.
Look at the Marriott Hotel. The Marriott Hotel, Jagdev Force say, oh, we're not selling it. We're just testing the waters to get an idea of the value of the hotel. Then he says, oh, we will retender it to the same people who threw in their bids. Only 2 people retendered and sent in their bids. And it will go to one out of the 2 of them. A money-making machine today. Take it.
Good evening, you're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
All right.
Yes, go ahead.
Glenn Lall?
Yes, speaking.
What I would like to say, right? I want to know why a big company like ExxonMobil, right, in this country, they get one man making decision for the kind of activities. I think that, the company, it's so much a large enterprise for one man get decision. They get other people in this country got brains who could make decisions. And I will tell you something. The man asked a question just now. What is the alternative if you want to vote against the PDP or the APC? I believe to myself that if you eliminate Jagyo completely from the PDP, things will be better in this country. Jagyo is the man who wants to be removed from the PDP. Completely. Take him out from there completely and you can get a different thing in this country.
Yep.
That is the man who corrupted this whole country and got things over there.
Yep.
If they move Jagyo away from the PDP, we would see something different in this country. Why they still got this man hanging around? In no country you don't see when a man served his term as president and the 2 term or almost done come out. He still want to force himself back in as vice president. If people is done with that, you don't find people there back in the kind of thing. Jagyo served his 2 term. He should have backed off, go somewhere else and live in some other country if you want. But he left people in this country to run the show. He should have never squeezed himself back in the position where they are still operating, in the capacity. He should have never there wrong in the capacity. I feel he should have never still operated in this country making decisions for guiding people. That should have never happened. And this example is such a large company to get one man deciding for this entire nation. They got other brains in this country who could make decisions or help make decisions for this country. Not Jagyo decide where we got to swallow it and go with it. No.
I agree with you, brother. I agree.
Not anything we got to swallow and go with it. That is wrong. We got to do something to get Jagyo out from the party. Let him finish with it. He had the term, he had the time, he still have the time, whether good or bad, the time up, done away with the party.
Yes.
Don't try to still force yourself back and come in disguise. This guy is coming as vice president, but he is not no vice president. He's the president. There's somebody, this guy doesn't come back. And that is what he does. And the guy needs to just sit down and swallow everything this man putting on the throat. Nobody's kicking up against it. Nobody doing anything about it. I don't know if it's fear the guy needs to get within them, or I don't know if they got this man as a God and they feel it. I don't know where he's going on. Even to God, I don't believe he respect like other respect Jagyo. Because people don't have time for God sometimes to create we. CC respect Jagdeo more than God as far as they're concerned. Because people rebel against God and talk all kind of bad thing about God. You don't hear people talking things about Jagdeo trying to get it from there.
I hear you, brother. I told him yesterday that he has been very disrespectful, and he's becoming a great danger to this country because of what he said yesterday at his press conference. You know, and like the caller said just now, he should be removed. I will tell you guys Monday what he said at the press conference yesterday that led to me texting President Ali and Barra Jagdeo to the Met Office. I fully agree with you, sir, that Barra Jagdeo removed from there, President Ali will do much better than what's going on in this land today. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Lasho.
Yes, you're live.
Yeah, I need to make a contribution.
Go ahead.
I think that we need regular referendums in this country, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Let the people make the decision. Jagdeo is supposed to make the decision, nobody.
Mm-hmm.
They have something important. Let the people, referendums, all the time. Okay, that is my contribution. That's the only way. Let the people start their heart. Let the people, only born, I'm doing one thing, referendum.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That's all. That's all. I kind of good show. I like it. I love it. Public people resurrect them. We gotta resurrect people sleeping. They're sleeping. We don't know what we have. We don't know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I hear you.
We're kings, queens, prince, and princesses living on our knees like dogs. That is what we are. Good night. God bless you.
God bless you too. God bless you too. You know, today I saw President Ali is thinking about holding a commission of inquiry into the Madhya fire. You know, when I saw that, I said to myself, this man, something is wrong. Is either Jagdeo tell him to say that, because I don't believe that could have come out his mouth. A commission of inquiry should have been set up a long time ago to investigate these oil blocks that went to people, into people's hand, that were sold to ExxonMobil and others. That is what we want commission of inquiry into, Mr. President. Not commission inquiry of the Madhya fire. We all understand what went on there. It's a terrible tragedy. It should not have happened. But it's the system you people have in place that led to that. The caretaker tried herself, tried her best. She ran to open the door to save those children and left her 5-year-old child in bed. And the fire ended up killing her own child. Now, we understand. It's not a nice thing. It was terrible. But holding COI for that is no way comparable to holding COI for the oil blocks, and especially the signing of that oil contract. People should be held accountable for signing that oil contract. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
And how are you?
All right, good.
I would like to endorse what you just said here about the Commission of Inquiry being set up to investigate the oil blocks and all the skullduggeries that have been happening here in the recent reincarnation of this PPP government. there are a number of things that are on my mind, and I might not have all the time to speak on them. But a few things that I was listening to your program, I made mental note of. Now, the Exxon people are here, and just only 2 nights ago, I was listening to another radio show program in which Mr. Dave was commenting. And he said back in 2018, he and his family, they were at a convention or an oil meeting at the Marriott Hotel. That was in 2018. And I think at the same time, his daughter would have excelled at the CAPE exams and so on. So I don't know if the girl would have raised a question to these oil exports. And that man had to say this thing that these white people ask a question that is a wonder if these people understand, if they know English language. That is the manner in which these white people are seeing us natives, right? They see us as like we are nothing, right? And that is why this impasse is happening. All also being aided and abetted by our highly corrupted politicians on both sides of the divide.
Exactly.
Now, one would want to ask a question that if you are a leader and a leader of high standing, you were once a president of this country. You are now taking a position where you are going against the nation with a foreign company in this country here. What does that tell us?
A known gangster.
A known gangster, exactly, for over 100 years. So I want to say this now, that having examined all of these things, and like I've been always saying, that I have followed this guy since I was in high school, and I haven't seen anything that was done that was transparent under him. And here again, he is at it once again. Now, I would like to say that, like the previous caller would have said, that Jack Dave should have demit office. And as a matter of fact, not just demit, he should abdicate, meaning that he should have cut all ties, because even if he leaves office, he would still have a string attached to whoever is in power. I mean, and once the PUP is in government. I think he has been steering this country in a very wrong direction, and that is my view. And I'm certain many Guyanese, as a matter of fact, I've been talking to people on the ground here, and I know a lot of people express their disgust about this thing, and they all point these fingers to him, right? So to see what he has done there is a wake-up call. If it never occurred to people that they need to press for him to get out of the office and let the country be, all right? Allow the president. I mean, whoever that president has taken that function as a president, he ought to act independent. He has his advisors and so on. But many people would have seen through the veil that he doesn't really call the shots. And I don't like what is happening here. Now, that case, we're talking about that case, it's a bad reflection on our Attorney General, too.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Because he has been preaching about the law and he likes to quote the law and he likes to do all of these things. Well, look at his moral position that he has taken. This is like, as you always use the word, this is synonymous to treason.
Yes, it is.
And I do hope that people in the diaspora are paying keen attention to this, and at no time they should support whatever is happening here with this case and in the future, because we don't know what is going to happen. But I am very much disgruntled about things that are happening here about this oil contract and this whole oil business here. Can you imagine that unto today, that this country cannot see an oil commission, a petroleum commission, like how we have the GGMC?
Exactly.
Why can there be a commission of petroleum and let independent people run it? Why we have to get a vice president doing that? He's making all the decisions. He's calling the shots.
Man,
and it's
my friend,
very sad.
My friend, hold a moment. You just open a can of worm. You raise an ant's nest in my head there. If I am to begin to list the things that is required, that is needed in this industry, man, it will send Guyana crazy. You only talking about a petroleum commission? Oh boy. Oh boy. But you touch, let's don't stray from the topic. This insurance, insurance protection that we needed. Now, you people need to understand, this is only Lisa 1 that's pumping oil. Mr. Collins and the other one went to court for. Lisa 2, if let's say me and you decided to move to the court, then that will be another appeal. Because remember, we have no full protection from any one of these projects.
I understand.
So if you have an oil spill from Lisa 2, Guyana is done with. Right? So even, wait, hold. I just want people to get it clear. Even if the Justice Rishi upholds Justice Kissoon's ruling, and Exxon gave us this parent company guarantee for Lisa 1, we are still in danger with Lisa 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So we will have to move to court, and then when we move to court, then Bharat Jagdev will come and appeal everyone.
Yes.
I just want to get that clear to you people.
Yes. And on that note, you mentioned earlier in the program about you not getting lawyers, right?
Yes.
I have a theory. I believe something is wrong with this system here right now, with the bar association. It's my humble suspicion that these people are on one side. They are on one side of this balance, and it's more or less leaning towards the government. That's why we cannot get lawyers to fight these cases. Now, I would like to suggest, because I've been doing a little reading here and there, Jamaica and Trinidad are the two countries that have the two prominent law schools in this country. So I would suspect that in those countries you would have prominent lawyers, and in those countries they have specialists in the various fields of law, right? And if at all we have to go there, I would think the Guyanese, the public-spirited citizen and all those, this is for every Guyanese. This should not be a PBP or an APNU thing. If we have to sub money to pay for lawyer service from one of these two countries, we will have to do that.
1 second.
Because if we cannot get our own lawyers to do it, we'll have to look regionally for it.
1 second. This insurance matter, this case was brought by Melinda Janke, and she had to beg Sina Jairam of Trinidad, a senior counsel out of Trinidad, to fight to take this case. So you see the kind of trouble we're in. Lawyers, our own lawyers, who are not in bed with ExxonMobil or the oil companies, are in bed with either the PPP or the PNC and doesn't want to rock no boat. So Guyana so the citizens of this country find themselves between a rock and a very, very, very hard place.
Exactly. So that is why my humble suggestion is that we'll have to look farther afield, and that's in the Caribbean. And we will have to, if it comes to that, we'll have to contribute money towards this. And those countries have prominent people in these areas of law, and especially lawyers who have the license to practice or for Guyana's jurisdiction. They would be able to take on these cases. And another point I would like to raise is that today being the 57th independence.
Hold on the 57th. Hold on the 57th independence. Hold on that. I wanted to tell you guys Monday this one. An international group filed a lawsuit against the oil companies. I'm going to talk about it Monday. On behalf of the Guyanese people.
All right. Let me
So,
tell you this one here.
so that by itself tells you how these leaders treating the Guyanese people, that international people have to stand up.
Yes.
Standing up for
Well,
us.
you know, these people don't realize that at the end of it all, that they would be mocked. History will have it.
Yes.
That these were the most rogued politicians that ever graced this country since independence, right?
Well
And I don't
said.
know if they're not concerned about. You know, yesterday I saw the video with him with Jack Dave at the meeting with his black suit. I don't know if that's the one that you were mentioning just now. And I look at this guy, and every time I'm seeing him in every one of these conferences, press conferences, so-called press conferences, I am seeing this guy's face. You know, there's a difference every time. His eyes and his facial expression is showing a different outlook. Something is wrong with this guy. This guy is becoming a master at telling lies.
He's a
right?
sick.
And
He's a sick.
It's showing on his face.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How much more can he go with this? It's just a matter of time.
I wish the Guyanese people, I wish I had time on this radio to play this man press conferences, for them to listen to him and see what he has become. When he wants to tell you a story that will throw you off track, how he's thinking and curling his tongue to give you words in between, to come over as if he really love you. You know? But when you watch him, you know, I am seeing only deceitfulness in him. Look at him properly, man.
Yeah, I know you would have been at this for 29 years, so
Yes.
I would leave you for that next week and so on to do a postmortem on it. But let me tell you something. This guy is at it, and he's at his zenith right now. And I feel there's only so much high, things can go. And there's a saying that too much of one thing good for nothing, right? And after there's a period going to happen where he'll take a big fall, and history will have it recorded. And I don't know if he's not concerned about that part. He's not concerned about that part. Now, I just want to tell you this last thing here, that I was listening to this guy, John Robert Kennedy Jr. This man, I think he's vying for the presidency in the United States. And you know what that man had said openly? He said that all the mining and petroleum companies in America, they have their fingers wrapped around the EPA, the United States EPA. So just imagine our EPA is what? Our EPA is boosty, right? Compared to the United States EPA. That is why all of these things are happening here, right? So I'm always convinced that the ExxonMobil is like a malignant cancer spreading in this country. That is how they're going along their business, their day-to-day business. And these politicians have gotten themselves so much taken up into it that that quote that you would always recite, oh, what a tangle
web we weave. When we first practice to deceive.
Exactly.
Tomorrow we are carrying a story on the front page of the Kaieteur News, in which New Mexico, a U.S. state, is suing their EPA equivalent for not standing up against the oil companies. You hear me?
Yes.
For not standing up and do what is required by them against the oil companies. Exact thing that happened in Guyana with this insurance and EPA. The exact thing the United States government, New Mexico, read it in the Kaieteur News tomorrow. Two groups moved the courts to ensure that their EPA act within the laws of their country against the oil companies.
I understand.
Read it tomorrow. You get it there clear.
All right. Now, the one thing before you go, Mr. Lall, today, as I was saying earlier, today is the 57th independence on paper. But let me tell you something. I don't know how independent this country has gotten since 1966. I leave that for the people to to digest how independent, and look what is happening here again. The massa is back, and our politicians are just yes men, right? And I don't know what independence Guyana is celebrating. I think the only difference is that they would have removed the I and put in Y. That's the only significant thing I see. Right? Yeah, that's the only significant thing has changed, but everything remains intact.
I asked that question earlier in the program. Slavery?
Yes, I heard you mention.
Slavery? Yes, we are there. Yes, we are there. We are heading there. And we, the people, have to do something about that, my brother.
Yes, and I hope all Guyanese understands this. This is not a PBP or an APNU thing.
Exactly.
This is all Guyana. I was traveling yesterday in a car, and a man was telling me, this man was so much disgust with life. And this man is just talking this thing. And I know he's listening to a program. It's getting to him. Right? And the people, they have to wake up. One caller asked the question, if we have to vote, what alternative is there? Now, there has to be an alternative because, like when Moses went up the mountain and what happened to the land? There was chaos because his presence was absent. He was not there. So we have to have a figure that the people will look up to. And
one will emerge. One will emerge. Thank you. Thank you. One will emerge. Don't worry. You have a good evening too. And with that, I just want to let you guys know, don't forget, you're joining me tomorrow 1 p.m. And let us strive. Let us hold hands together. Let us see each other as brothers and sisters. Please, brothers and sisters, as Guyanese. What I'm seeing, what's happening on a daily basis, I am seeing we are heading back straight into something our foreparents fought hard and get out of. I don't have to call that. I don't have to repeat or say what we are heading into. All of you are smart enough to understand where I'm coming from. Namaste, and please have a great weekend.